All right, let's just get right to it. The rules of the game, they have completely changed. In the next few minutes, we're going to show you how to protect your wealth, prove your value, and navigate a legal system where AI is basically the new gatekeeper. This isn't just a recap. Think of it as a survival guide for where we are right now. Let's dive in.
The future's already here, and it's happening right at the intersection of wealth, law, and artificial intelligence. This collision point is where the next generation of elite practitioners is going to be forged. And let me tell you, understanding this trifecta isn't just some theoretical exercise. It's the absolute key to your survival.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the new rules of engagement in this 2026 landscape. Then, we'll build your defense with what we call the art of invisibility and the legal labyrinth. After that, we're going on the offensive, showing you how to become a next-gen lawyer and, crucially, how to master the modern clause. I need you to forget what you think you know. Seriously, the old rules are obsolete. We are now living in a world where AI can sift through millions, literally millions, of documents in seconds. A world where your entire professional reputation can be put at risk with a single click. This new reality, it demands a whole new level of strategic thinking. Look, if you're successful, you've got a target on your back. That's a given. But it's not just about lawsuits anymore. Your opponents are now using AI to uncover every single financial move you make, tracing every connection to find out what you truly control. And if you're a lawyer, the bar for what it means to be competent has been raised to a whole new level. So this brings us to our very first line of defense, the art of invisibility. And now, this isn't about hiding your assets under a mattress. It's about making your financial footprint strategically and legally invisible. And that starts with dismantling a really dangerous misconception. So many people believe that a simple home state LLC is enough to protect them. It is not. We call this the fallacy of simple protection. If you're the sole member and you're commingling funds, that so-called corporate veil isn't just thin, it's non-existent. It's like trying to use a paper shield in a thunderstorm. So let's look at this side by side. On the left, you see the flimsy paper shield. It's that simple local solution that's just so easily pierced. But on the right, you have the sovereign shield. We're talking a multi-layered strategic defense using sophisticated jurisdictions. This is a structure that is designed from the ground up to withstand even the most aggressive AI audits. All right, now let's level up your defense with what we call the legal labyrinth. This is where you create a structure so complex and so expensive to challenge that it actually stops lawsuits before they even get started. So how does it work? Well, you create two very distinct layers. The first is a management layer, often a Delaware LLC that runs the day-to-day operations. But, and this is the absolute key, it holds no assets. It's just a shell. The second layer is the equity layer. This is where the actual value is held, inside an irrevocable trust in a top-tier asset protection jurisdiction like Nevada or South Dakota. You see, you separate control from ownership. This really gets to the core philosophy here. You personally own nothing that a creditor can easily grab, but through that management layer, you control it all. It's a pretty profound shift in how we think about ownership, right? Here's the bottom line. The labyrinth is a weapon. It's designed to make attacking you so ridiculously expensive that your opponents just give up before they even start. In this new world, your strategy has to be smarter than their technology, period. Okay, a strong defense is absolutely crucial, but it's not enough. To truly thrive, you need a powerful offense. It's time to trade your shield for a sword and start forging the skills of a next-gen lawyer. You see, in 2026, the legal profession changed forever. The bar exam is no longer about memorizing thousands of rules. It's about applying them in the real world. This isn't just a new test. It's a whole new standard for what it actually means to be a lawyer. So what does this new exam focus on? Well, forget about just suing for damages. In today's world of digital agreements and smart contracts, you need to be able to force people to keep their promises and, just as important, stop them from causing harm in the first place. These are no longer niche skills. They are essential tools for every single lawyer out there. And that brings us to the sharpest point of the sword, mastering the modern contract clause. This is where battles are won or lost before they even truly begin. Let's talk about a legal concept that is just exploding in popularity right now, unconscientiability. You know those long terms and conditions you just agree to without reading? Well, as AI-driven platforms become more and more common, courts are starting to crack down on contracts that are just completely one-sided. Understanding this is no longer optional, it's essential.
And you have to be able to distinguish its two faces in an instant. First, you've got procedural unconscientiousness. This is all about the how. How was the contract formed? Was the process fair? Did one party have any meaningful choice, or was it a take-it-or-leave-it deal? Then you have substantive unconscientiousness. That's about the what. What are the actual terms? Are they so harsh or one-sided that they just shock the conscience?
And this brings us right to the frontier of the law. I mean, think about it. How can there possibly be a true meeting of the minds when one of those minds is a corporate algorithm that's been designed specifically to exploit you? This isn't some hypothetical question anymore. This is the defining legal challenge of our time. And your ability to answer it is what will make you a true next-gen lawyer. So I'll leave you with this question. In a world of automated contracts and AI audits, is your strategic playbook built for the challenges of yesterday or the battlefield of tomorrow? The choice is yours. It's time to adapt or get left behind.
All right, welcome back. The foundation is set. Now we build the fortress. This is where we go from just understanding the theory to achieving absolute mastery in the legal world of 2026. Let's dive right in.
Okay, first up, we're heading to the digital frontier. And I mean that literally. This is a place where the very idea of creation is being fought over, right now, in real time. This isn't some abstract concept, folks. This is the new battleground for IP.
And really, it all boils down to this one question that is just dominating the federal courts. You've got these tech titans on one side and creators on the other, and they are in this massive, high-stakes fight over the new oil of the digital age, AI training data.
So what's the actual legal fight here? Well, it really comes down to two completely different stories. You've got the fair use camp saying, hey, these LLMs are just learning by looking at patterns, kind of like humans do. But then you have the creators firing back with the systemic exploitation argument saying, no, this isn't learning. This is wholesale digital theft on a scale we've never seen before. And the courts, they're stuck right in the middle, walking this incredibly fine line.
But, a solution is starting to take shape, and it's gaining some serious traction. It's called the right of opt-out, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We're seeing this concept quickly get written into actual law, and it gives creators a real tool, a legal switch they can flip to say, nope, you can't use my work to train your AI. It's becoming an absolutely crucial shield.
Okay, so that naturally leads to the next big question. How are the courts actually handling this? Well, they're starting to draw a very clear line in the sand. And trust me, you need to know exactly where that line is, because it has huge implications for your practice and the value of everything you create.
And here it is, the key term you need to burn into your memory: hybrid authorship. This is the legal model that's winning out. The courts are saying, look, we're not going to give copyright protection to just raw AI output. No way. Protection is granted only when a human is deeply involved, providing that creative spark, building the prompt architecture, and doing that back and forth refinement that makes the final product unique.
Now, I want to be really clear here. This is a critical warning. If your process is just to take whatever an AI spits out, whether it's for internal documents or stuff you're creating for clients, and you're not adding your own significant creative input, you are putting your firm's IP in serious jeopardy. Think of it this way. You're building a house on a foundation of sand. It could literally wash away at any moment. The legal world is moving in one direction on this, and it's getting clearer every day. Raw, unguided AI output, that's basically being treated as public domain, and you simply cannot build an elite practice on that. So what's the solution? The sovereign approach? It's all about active, documented supervision. You don't just use AI. You direct it, you refine it, you mold its output into something new. That's how you ensure the final product is a human asset, one that is legally rock solid and incredibly valuable. All right, so we've talked about how to secure your intellectual assets. Now let's sharpen your single most powerful weapon, your voice. Because in the courtroom of 2026, which is very much a hybrid world, persuasion is a completely different ballgame.
Look, if you want to persuade a modern juror, or a judge for that matter, you have to master the subtle psychology of being on video. It starts with the eyeline rule. This is non-negotiable. You look at the camera lens, not at their face on the screen. That's how you make a connection. Then there's your background. It has to be perfect. It needs to scream stability and preparation. And finally, your gestures. They have to be deliberate, commanding the space you have in that little frame. Let's be real.
In today's world, oratory is a multimedia sport. Your impact isn't measured in hours anymore, it's measured in seconds. Attention is the single most valuable currency in court, and you have to know how to grab it from the word go.
It comes down to a rule of 3. First up, clarity. Your argument has to be so simple, so direct, that it's instantly understood. It has to slice right through all the digital noise and hit its target with surgical precision. Zero room for confusion. Second, conviction. You have to deliver with absolute, unwavering authority. It's not enough for the court to just hear that you're confident. They need to feel it. It has to radiate from you. Again, this is not a nice to have, it's essential.
And number 3, conciseness. Be brutally efficient. I mean it. You have to respect everyone's time, especially in this age of shrinking attention spans. Get right to the point, make it powerful, and make sure it sticks.
So how long do you have? Think about standing before an appellate panel, maybe in a remote hearing. What's your window of opportunity? 3 minutes, that's it. You have 3 minutes to seize control of the entire narrative.
And this might be the single most important rule of advocacy today. You lead with your knockout punch. Your single best, case-winning, dispositive point comes first. Don't save it, don't build up to it, you land that decisive blow right away and grab their full attention. If you wait, you've probably already lost.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, right? The digital landscape, what the courts are doing, the tactics of persuasion in this new age. Now let's put it all together. It's time to draw up the blueprints and build that fortress.
This roadmap, it boils down everything we've talked about into 4 simple, actionable steps. This isn't just theory, okay? This is your operational plan. Step 1, supervise your AI. 2, master your presence on camera. 3, deploy that powerful 3-part rhetoric. And 4, execute on all of it relentlessly.
Because at the end of the day, your journey to the very top of the legal food chain isn't going to be defined by what you know. It's defined by what you do. So take these tools, apply them with discipline, and go build your fortress. The time for just watching is over. It's time to execute.